2023 has been a year of too many games. From great and exceptional pieces of art to mid-level and even horrendous games. We don't talk about them. This year we get a bit of everything and almost for everyone. The list will compile games from every console system, but there will be a bit more for those playing on PC. Sorry, I play on PC. Here is August's list of supers, the best of the greatest. Thronefall is a strategy game with tower defense elements that came out on August 2nd of 2023, developed by Grizzly Games. It currently has an overwhelmingly positive with more than 8,000 reviews. Tower defense games are some of the most addicting games when they are well done. Their progression and reward loop system always keeps the player coming back to play one more, or in the case of those perfectionist players, modify strategy to yield the best result. Games like Kingdom Rush or Bloons are great entries to the genre. However, Thronefall mixes Kingdom Rush and Kingdom gameplay elements to bring its own flavor and texture. In the game, the players control a monarch on horseback who must build their kingdom during the day and at night defend it from increasing waves of enemies. The game is played in a top-down view, and the player is allowed to move around the map and prepare their kingdom for the upcoming enemy waves. Completing a night by defeating all the enemies allows the player to regain all their destroyed buildings and units and grants the monarch an amount of gold depending on the number of buildings that survive the attacks. Thronefall has a minimalistic and colorful look. It stays simplistic and uncomplicated on its UI and menu design, which also translate to gameplay by staying in a simple loop mechanic. By day you build and strategize, by night you defend. Give Thronefall a chance and protect your kingdom. Arrow is your answer if you ever wanted to play one of those annoying video game ads where you guide a character through one of two doors which grant you power-ups that, depending on your decision, can make or break your score. Not annoyingly, Arrow is that video game ad, and it's actually enjoyable. Developed by Lone Ranger and released on October 20th of 2023, Arrow is a looter shooter roguelike game where you shoot arrows to clear your path of enemies. It isn't that complicated. It is basically a good version of that video game ad that tries to bait you into downloading a game that plays nothing similar as the one from the video. However, Arrow is exactly what you expect, but in a good way. It has a progression system, different weapon power-ups, and enemies to fight. The game has an overwhelmingly positive review score from more than 20,000 reviews. Many players enjoy this short video game gag, I guess, at least as a casual game to enjoy from time to time. Blasphemous 2 released on August 24 of 2023 and developed by The Game Kitchen. This is a 2D side-scrolling Metroidvania action-adventure game, a sequel to Blasphemous from 2019. The game has a very positive review score from a little over 5,000 reviews. The story of the game is set after the Wounds of Eventide update of the original game. As with previous games in the series, the world in the game is filled with deadly traps, difficult platform sequences, hostile enemies, and boss characters. We assume control of the Penitent One, a silent knight who must embark on a new adventure in a new kingdom to prevent the rebirth of a cursed name, the Miracle. The game introduces several new weapons, with each having their own reach, speed, special abilities, and skill tree. Weapons in the game are also useful for traversal, adding players in discovering new paths and solving puzzles. The abilities of the protagonist can also be fully customized and bring a different feel of combat and exploration for each individual. Try out the game if you're into diving into aggressive, difficult environments with harsh and bloodthirsty enemies, ready to rip you out and send you back into the home screen. That, or you enjoy the darkness of solitude deep in the world of Blasphemous 2. Shadow Gambit: The Cursed Crew released on August 17th of 2023, developed by Mimimi Games. The game has an overwhelmingly positive review score from more than 2,000 reviews. This is a real-time tactics game set in the world of pirates. A mysterious curse has revived the dead and granted them supernatural abilities. We must assemble a cursed pirate crew to explore and get to an island named the Lost Caribbean and steal magical artifacts. The game features 8 characters. Each character in the game has their own unique abilities, like control enemies or have power over foliage, like bushes or plant spores, kind of like in that high school superhero movie. Their magical abilities can also be further upgraded and make them useful during combat and exploration. Each map in the game is an open region, and players can use a multitude of ways to approach their objectives. This allows freedom when taking decisions on how to approach different challenges like battles or scatter enemies. It isn't an open-ended possibilities like Baldur's Gate 3, but it can let you fool around with the environment and discover silly or surprising ways to move forward on the story. Grab your pirate crew, cruise through the Caribbean and discover the story on this best of the greatest game. Sea of Stars released on August 29th of 2023 and developed by Sabotage Studio. It is a magical, fantastic story of a group of friends embarking on a quest bigger than life itself. Currently has a very positive review score from almost 6,000 reviews. This little indie darling has won several awards as a best indie game of 2023. Sea of Stars is a retro-style role-playing video game centered on two heroes named Balar and Sal, who use the power of the moon and sun to fight against the creations of an evil alchemist. Their journey will take them through distinct and diverse worlds where they'll meet new faces, some friendly, others not so much. Characters in the game are bursting with personality. Even if some of them never become part of the crew that follows you, you'll remember them and wish they had gone with you along their journey. Gameplay includes elements of environmental puzzle solving and unique turn-based combat. Each character has a different ability and power that lets you play and attack enemies through varied combinations. In your party, you can control up to 6 characters. With a simplistic RPG system, leveling, and items available, the game is a joy to experience. Sea of Stars is a great game to play, and if not for the story, at least to have a trip to memory lane of retro RPGs. Armored Core 6 Fires of Rubicon, another great game from the experts of challenging combat, rewarding exploration, and WoW battles. From Software brings all their expertise from fantasy adventures into accelerating mech battles. Released on August 25th of 2023, Armored Core has a very positive review score from almost 49,000 reviews. Armored Core 6 emphasizes mecha-based vehicular combat. In this game, we take on the role of expert pilots in control of strong mechs known as Armored Cores. The huge flexibility for modification of these mechs with the use of various parts allows the players to enhance and sharpen their capabilities. We will pilot their mech in fast-paced, omnidirectional battles, taking advantage of massive stages and mech's mobility. As always, the boss battles will be colossal, frantic, complicated, and gratifying as you battle them in a display of stunning bribe and bullet storms and choreographed sequences. Even if this isn't the fantasy adventure game that is now a signature game from Software, the developers still brought the best to this game and made it one of the best from 2023. Baldur's Gate 3, this is the game of 2023. The one unique and quite amazing game that has captivating many thanks to the story and engaging gameplay. It premiered on August 3rd of 2023 and was developed by Larian Studios. The game has more than 472,000 reviews. I think the biggest amount of reviews ever given so far to a game on this list. It has an overwhelmingly positive score to the surprise of no one. What can be said about this game that hasn't already been said? It's been acquiring almost every award possible, from direction, narration, and even voice acting. A lot of effort, passion, and innovation has been worked into the core of the game. Baldur's Gate 3 has an incredible amount of freedom granted to the player. You can approach every situation in a different way. Want to kill everyone? No problem. Maybe talk your way through problems? Absolutely. Or surprise and reload multiple times your file saves until you find every possibility? Sure, you can do that. Not lying. There exist hundreds, if not thousands of videos showcasing how players found multiple ways of playing a specific segment on the game, and the game completely allows you to run with it. It brings an amazing feeling to complete your own story, your own way, in the best D&D gameplay style. Simply try it. Baldur's Gate 3 is one of the greatest. Now, time for some honorable mentions. Bokura was released on August 9th of 2023. To keep it simple, this is a puzzle adventure game unlike any other. While there are games like It Takes Two or any other co-op campaign game in each players see the same, well, maybe from different perspectives or angles, but Bokura takes the co-op experience to a whole new level by changing the game levels completely from one player to the other. Bokura is a game about friendship. Two players embark on an adventure as one of two characters from the game. However, the whole experience will be lived with distinct points of views, like any puzzle game players will have to interact with their surroundings and communicate with one another about the changes and events that happen. But because of how Bokura's gameplay works, one player will see the world with animals while the other will experiment with a completely different view in the world of machines. It's tough to explain it, but when playing it, everything works and the experience this brings is fresh and fun to play with another person. But that is all for this video. Let me know in the comment section, what do you think about these games? Do you know about them? Have you forgotten about them? Do you think any of them will make it on your Game of the Year list of 2023? What other suggestions do you have from this month, or maybe the upcoming ones that I have left from this series? Let's start a conversation. I'm the Honey Badger, and I love to talk about everything gaming from news to games. If you like the video, remember to leave a like and share. It really helps. Don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video. Keep on gaming.